When I say you can defend yourself with a sword, what's the first thing you guys think of?
Basket block.
Basket block, right? Some kind of block.
Mm-hmm.
What happens if somebody goes to attack you, right? And you present them with a tip. All right, you get that. You get that exact response, actually. You get that head back, groin forward, which is awesome if you guys ever carry an umbrella or a cane in an airport. Somebody comes up and jacks with you, just throw that tip up in their face. You can count on that head back reaction and just snap them, bam, right in the groin. Exact same thing. It's that pressure. It's the threat of force, right? And when we start harnessing the threat of force, and we start harnessing that pressure, the offensive killing intent, right, we can start to control our opponents. And it's spooky and weird and magical, and to sound really nerdy about it, it's kind of like using the force to control your opponents, all right? We can initiate attack actions. We can stop offensive actions our opponents are taking. We can control where they step. We can control where they move. We can control how they move their individual equipment. We can control a lot about other people using just our weapons. All right. First thing we're gonna do, everybody grab a weapon, grab your sword. We're gonna do some individual drills, and then we're gonna switch over to some live partner play. Let's go ahead and step over here actually onto the field. All right. First thing I want everybody to do, just hold their weapon in front of them, and I want you to point your tip forward, roll your basket around. Don't move your arm. Just rolling your basket around. All right. With your arm extended, point your sword at your face. Point your sword at your face. Yeah. Okay. Take you, and you. Take your half gauntlets off.
Do what?
Take your half gauntlet off. What's happening is that just your combination of basket and half gauntlet is binding you, and it's killing you. It is what it is. Most people have a problem with their half gauntlets where they don't actually flare enough, or it's not soft enough. One or the other. You need a half gauntlet that's either very flexible, like his, or you need one that flares out really wide, like his. The historical pattern is a steel dish shape, much like that, with a very wide bell on it. And it allows you to completely move your wrist, all right? If you can't do this, if your half gauntlet doesn't feel like water on your hand, your sword work will not be super good. You're fighting your equipment. Why the hell would we fight something we're in control of? There's just no reason. All right. Take your weapon. Sir William.
I'm auditing.
You're auditing? Noted, sir. Noted. Hey, I'm sending
leave a little bit of your princely wisdom.
that in a quarter will not get you a phone call.
Probably not.
I got a dime somewhere. All right. So let your weapon hang down. All right. And we're gonna roll it back and forth. All right. Now, when I mean roll it, what I want you to do, look at how much my arm is moving. All right. I'm not doing this here, right? I'm doing a smaller movement. I'm moving it with my wrist, back and forth. My hand is almost open, if you look. I'm letting it roll back and forth. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to find that point right there. If you let it just roll naturally, there's a motion where your wrist on its own, right there, starts to turn the sword, all right? That low point is super useful because what's happening, if I'm here and I need to move over to the side, my sword will do this much of the work for me, and I've got to provide it with a little extra juice to reach the same height on the other side, right? Like a pendulum. You guys know if you release a pendulum, it can't possibly swing higher than the point that it was released at when it returns, right? It's just physics, we can't beat it, it's just how it is. So you need to learn where that low point is with your sword, all right? Once you learn that low point, the next thing to learn is that high point. Where does it stop? If I just let it flick, where does it stop? All right? That point right there, that point right there is the other point I need to be cognizant of, all right? The height of that arc is going to dictate some of my movements, all right? So if I throw a shot at an opponent, bang, and I pull my weapon behind me, I can just initiate the motion and it'll ride, it'll do all of this work itself, all right? I strike an opponent, I pull my blade, it does all that right there. I don't have to do anything extra, all right? For your sword out in front of you, imagine you have a rope tied to the back of the pommel and you pull it to your hip. And you just let it slide, all right? You want to find that point with your weapon where it comes to. This is the point where you got to take control back and start to add juice to get it to do something. Through that entire motion, don't worry about adding any extra sauce to it, all right? I'm right here, I pull it right there, all right? This is my option point. This is where I need to be, all right? So we go from here, right? We do it front to back, and we do it without moving our hips. We're not trying to swing, right? We're literally, we started off in front of us, horizontal, right? And now we're doing it lengthwise. Letting it roll over, right? The low point here is also important to identify, because when you start doing this and you pull it, that's where, I promise you, in that exact same spot, mine, it's just about where my ankle is. That's where it's going to start to roll over. That's when I need to start monitoring it to get it to add juice. All right? So now I've got this nice like one-arm golf swing kind of thing going, right? And it feels counterintuitive because you're literally doing what a kid would do. You're just, woo, right? Once you find out where the top of those arcs are, now you've got some choices available. All right? Right here, right there, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. Am I going to come back to guard? Am I going to throw a shot? Am I going to throw a wrap? Right? At this option point, way back here, I've got to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay? These option points exist on both sides of the body. Bang, right? Everybody throw a flat snap. I pull it down, and it rolls over. Bang, I pull it down, it rolls over. If I'm cognizant of how my wrist works, how my blade works, and I know where it rolls over, I can be smooth. Once I'm smooth, I can pick up some speed. I can't go bang, force it, and back. That'll never be fast, right? And it certainly won't be fast enough for us. For sword prowess, for offense and defense, you have to have fast hands, you have to have a fast sword, all right? So, I need to start learning these points where my weapon will hang and where it'll start to roll over. From there, I've got to do something with it, okay? Bang, from here, I've got to do something with it. Here's where I need to add energy back into it, all right? Have you guys ever fought somebody and they just come out of the gate and they're just like swinging for the fences? And after 15 seconds, they disengage and they're like, all right, well, that shit didn't work. We're not going to be that guy. You're going to be smooth. You're going to feel a flow, all right? You're going to throw shots. Bang, pull through. Bang, pull through. Bang. You can throw a shot here to that leg as close. We can literally be this close, all right? And just with a little bit of sword prowess, bang, I can pull it through and throw the same shot to that leg just by using the points where it turns over, all right? This clearing motion is giving me all the energy I need when it's way faster, all right? So the first thing you guys have to be aware of, where does it turn over? Where's that pendulum point from your various recoveries, all right? In the School of Fighting that myself and Sir Cecil developed, we call these option points, all right? And this is a long recovery, all right? We come back to our guard, You can come back to a shot, passing through that guard, right? So that's your foundation. Everything has to flow, everything has to be smooth, like that, okay? Step 2, after being smooth, after understanding how your sword moves, stop fighting your half gauntlet, stop fighting your equipment. All right, now we're ready. Now we're ready to start killing people with their sword. Now we're ready to start defending ourselves with their sword, right? How many people here comfortable with their flat snap? Think they throw a good flat snap, right? It's pretty common, right? Super common shot. How many people here think they throw a good offside? By offside, I specifically mean a shot to the shield side or offhand of the body. We're talking about your primary hand throwing to the offside. Couple, 2 of you. All right. Why is this shot easier than this shot?
Because we have to change the direction of the sword to get the offside.
You're changing the direction of the sword. What else?
You're
Coming across your body.
Coming across your body, right?
Not fighting your own shield.
You're not fighting your own shield, right? Did any of those reasons sound good to you? No? Right? They're all kind of situational or circumstance dependent, or, right? The thing is, this shot here, this angle 1 shot, all right, as we call it, this angle 1 shot, West Point and some combative institutes have done some studies and shown historically that with stick or bladed weapons, this angle 1 shot is the most common shot thrown from the primary hand downward to the opposite side. Angle 1, bang. Most common shot. What's the most damaging shot?
The one that lands.
The angle 2, it's the return, right? A lot of guys get that huge sympathetic nervous system response. Bam, spike up to condition red. Whip. All right, I'm gonna step through and come back. And this angle 2 strike is the most damaging. All right? It's the most damaging because typically they've compensated and it's far more accurate. But if it's more damaging, why does this angle 1 strike feel better? It's common, we practice it maybe, like
Throwing a baseball.
It's your back shot.
Throwing
so
a
you're just throwing your body into it.
right. I'm glad you said that. You're throwing your body into it. Is there any reason why we can't throw our body into that angle 2 strike, just like we throw it into that angle 1 strike?
No reason.